Welcome back, everyone. Glad you're with us today. The United Way of Greater Knoxville and the City of Knoxville are launching a community healing fund. It's going to provide resources to Black-led organizations, nonprofits in response to recent gun violence. So here with details on this important mission are Kathy Mack, Community Engagement Manager with the City of Knoxville, and Tori Boggs with United Way. Thank you both so much for coming in to talk about this.
Thank you for having us.
So important. We know what's led to this moment. This past year has seen so much tragedy. So let's talk about why this fund is needed.
Absolutely. So as we reimagine what support community needs and what resources communities need, we want to make resources and accesses available to community leaders and organizations, especially nonprofit organizations. So partnering with the United Way to make sure that this happens, the city and the county is behind this.
It just makes sense.
It makes sense.
So let's talk about how this money, how much we're talking about, and how it's going to be used to stop the violence. How can that work?
So we're going to be funding we had a group come together who got to decide on the priorities of the fund, how they're going to share the funds. And so they decided on, you could talk about what the priorities are at this point, but the max amount is up to $75,000 per program.
Wow.
And we'll be able to get the funds out by the end of September.
You're working quickly.
Quickly.
Yes.
One of the things that we found that when you apply for grants, it takes a minute for you to get it. So
yes,
we wanted to make sure that grants were readily available. And so this funding is readily available. And as Tori said, it's up to $75,000. We also want to make sure that the organizations that apply are serving marginalized communities in Knoxville.
Reaching the people
who need it the most.
Yeah. So who specifically, give us some ideas of who you're targeting here.
So we've comprised a list of organizations. Again, we said Black-led organizations, nonprofit organizations, again, that are serving marginalized communities, and also with focuses on education, children, families, parents. So there's a plethora of priorities, and we'll find out more about that at the mixer that's coming up.
We're going to talk about that in 1 second, but I know there are those of you at home who've been so traumatized as well by hearing about this violence and want to help, whether you live in the north side, south side, west side, or east side. What can people do to help?
It's all sides.
Yes.
And we say that it's like, if what doesn't directly affect you indirectly will. So we want to make sure everyone is coming together in a collaborative effort to see some real change here in our community.
So they can get involved with an event coming up. Tell us about that.
Yes, so August the 26th at 5:30 from till 7 o'clock at the Chain Center, we'll be holding a mixer. So if you are an organization that's interested in this funding, we are encouraging you to come. We're going to show you everything about the application, walk you through the application, answer any questions that you may have, and make sure that you are moving through this process so funding can be available by the end of September.
All right, that's wonderful. Thanks, both of you, for all you do.
Thank you.
Making a difference.
Thank you.
Summer.